Hello everybody, and welcome to March in this year. Welcoming you to a month where there's so much change. There is an energy shifting in the air. Can you all feel it? And for some, it's a lot of tumultuous times. And I hope for those who are struggling, for those who are needing safety, bravery, and protection, that you do find it. And everyone around you can help. And we will. Let's look into March. Let's see what possibilities are ahead for everybody. Let's begin. Make sure you take a deep breath. Let your mind clear from all the thoughts that you have today. Just let it clear. Empty your mind. Know as your breath goes in and when it's going out. Allow yourself that moment where you can have blankness, and in blankness there is receptivity for guidance. And when you open your eyes, you know what your first choice is. Whether it's number 1, the Amethyst, number 2, the Red-Jasper, number 3, the Mookaite, number 4, the Goldstone, number 5, the Kunzite. You know the choices that you want to make. The heart will tell you. And from that point, it will lead you to your guidance. So I will see you all there. Remember to keep your minds and hearts receptive for the universe's guidance. Allow yourself to be in a space where you can receive and understand the insight that is about to be revealed to you. And to also enjoy the whole process as we go. Remember that it's there for you to see what's ahead, to see what's in the present, but also to understand the past. All right. I'll see you there. Well, we have the Amethyst and the Everyday Tarot deck. Look at this. This Amethyst it's just so rich. The Amethyst is it is the classic healing stone that allows loving energy that heals the spirit, heals the heart from within. It is a crown chakra activating stone, but it can be used around the heart areas as well. It is beautiful for letting intuition shine through, especially through that crown chakra when you need it. It is a classic. Everybody knows Amethyst, and it's beautiful. And did you notice it did a little cheeky thing? All the crystals' colors kind of match the decks that they're with. It's kind of aesthetically pleasing. Let me know what you think. Let's have a look. Let's shuffle this Everyday Tarot. And may I just say, for somebody who has small hands, this is an ergonomic blessing. Like just being able to hold it, handle it physically, it is so easy. Even all these years of reading cards, especially the big ones, as pretty as they are, they're such a challenge to shuffle sometimes. So even when I read for people, especially when I read for clients, I would say, you know what, this is shuffle the cards so they can learn your energy, but there's no judgment whatsoever on your shuffling abilities. Please do not worry. Oh, aren't you a bit cheeky today? There we go. Move that a little bit higher. Wonderful. Let's have a look and see. Oh, we've got the 8 of Cups in reverse. We've got the 3 of Pentacles in reverse and the Temperance. Well, Amethysts. Somebody's been a little bit overworked, and really you're overworked in many areas of your life, not just necessarily work, but a lot of areas in your life that normally don't need as much attention has been demanding a lot from you. Sorry to hear that you've been going through this for a while, but guess what? The Temperance, there is a clear sign of what needs to be done. And for you, there's a couple of things that need to be balanced. Actually, the first thing is re-examine those areas in your life where you're putting in a lot of time and effort. Perhaps it's just an established routine that you have already, so you go along with it because you feel you have to. Right? Because you feel that it's always the way that it's been done, it's the routine, that's how it is. So you haven't really questioned it for the sake of, I guess, the current convenience and what you're used to, the current routine. So in that way, challenge that structure. Have a look and see, do I really need to spend as much time on these particular priorities? Or does it have to be this regularly? So challenge the structure of what's happening there and see, you know what, maybe I'm just doing this because it's a box that needs to be ticked and it's still there. And that could even apply to what you're currently working with. Are you just staying with a structure because it's familiar and it's what you need to do? Have you challenged and thought about what you actually feel about it in terms of interest and how much your heart is in it? So those are the kinds of things that you have to start looking around with and understanding what can you do to balance your heart and your physical body, because your emotional energy and your spiritual energy is just as important as your physical energy. So you can do everything physically and work along with that, put that as your priority, just do the things that need to be done. But if your heart is not as much into it, you're not feeling it spiritually, you will eventually feel that drain too in that other area. It just takes a while longer to notice it, but you'll start realizing it. So look at those current structures in your life. Perhaps in a way, the hours that you're doing are a bit too long and you've always just been used to it, but you kind of don't need to. So have a look. And is there something that you can replace it with that will be able to replenish that heart space, replenish that energy? And the Eight of Cups here is a bit of a clear sign that perhaps something does need to be left behind and changed so that you can move on to a better version of the work that you do, because the work reflects you. The things that you put so much physical effort in reflects you. This could even be as simple as your household routine. How are you dealing with the workload around the house? Is there something that you just take a while doing because you have to, or you feel you have to? Can it be done more efficiently or maybe less regularly? So have a think about that and be prepared to really make some changes and leave an old structure behind. It's beautiful. And so in today's selection of Amethyst, we've got a bit of a complementary color here in yellow. We've got the Secret Language of Animals Oracle. It's beautiful. Wonderful deck. So let's have a look at look at that size difference. Oh my goodness, it's almost just half the size of that. We've got the dugong. Oh, I love dugongs. They're so beautiful. And you've got the condor. Oh, cycles, reflection, perspective, and release. I always find the condor's face a little bit jarring. And you've got the orange blossom jellyfish. Oh, that's gorgeous. And have a look at that. Have a look at this. We've got such a range of colors. And in a way, we've got a contrast going on both sides. But look at that. The dugong is there to remind you that flow changes. In the spiritual world, we often talk about the idea of flowing, going with the flow, being more receptive. But remember, even the levels of that change. So for example, a long time ago, you may have decided that this is the right routine and structure for you, and that this is what works best. But now the energies have changed, the context had changed, you have changed. And so the dugong tells you to trust yourself and your inner feelings when you check in with that, to balance it, that if you're not feeling as invested in it anymore, that's okay. You have to trust your feelings and flow with the change in that. Okay? And in a way, sometimes to not take it too seriously too. That's what the dugong is, a really playful animal. And also a very mysterious one. And look at the condor as well. See, there's that new approach to how you're going to how you're going to deal with everything that you put so much hard work in. Is it the house? Is it work? Is it a side interest or hobby? Could it be a relationship for you? So there is a new way of looking through it. And really, look, the condor isn't mid-flight here. You are watching from above. It really is moving with that temperance energy. Step back, look at it overall. Is it worth the time? Is it worth the strain that you put in? Right? And with the release, look at that, specifically release. You will release those unnecessary burdens, right? Especially physically here. And we've got the orange blossom jellyfish as well. It's so beautiful. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I really, really like the orange blossom jellyfish here. And in a way, this is allowing yourself to be more in tune with your inner needs. That's why it's about the transparency, the sensitivity. The dugong and the jellyfish are both water animals, obviously. And in a way, it's understanding that sometimes you have to make decisions from the heart. Even if it's work, even if it's something more material, you have to make a decision that aligns more with your inner energy rather than just relying with your external body. It's very inward. See, none of these animals are touching land. Have you noticed that? And land, soil, is the earthy energy. That is the material energy. And so today it's encouraging you to look at everything immaterial in your life, your immaterial needs, and your instinctive feelings about what you want to put your time into. It's a beautiful message about, and see, even the Three of Pentacles, the only Earth card is in reversed here. Don't just bow your head and say, that's too difficult to look into. I don't want to. I'll just continue what I'm doing. Not necessarily that. It's about understanding and checking in with the different levels in your body. If you haven't checked in with your chakra areas, this may be a time to do it. Has there been a particular issue area for you in specific parts of your energetic body? Then perhaps it's time to examine why that is, and if there is something you can do to address that need or that addressing that imbalance within you. And it's okay. This is a time of adjustment for you. The universe doesn't want you to just push yourself to put in all your physical energy for nothing, or at least for something that doesn't fulfill you as much as it should. It wants you to make your time, your energy worth it, because you deserve that. You deserve to be valued, and you deserve to be respected, to respect where your inner body wants to lead you. So remember that. Check with all levels of your life, see what needs to be re-examined. How much physical effort are you putting in to your priorities? Is there anything that you need to change about that? Anything that can lighten the load for you? And that is the message for you for March. Take it easy on yourself. Check in with the inside and learn to go with that flow. And understand that flow changes. That is totally okay. You take care this month. I'll see you in the next. I see you've picked the Red-Jasper. Oh, look at that. Red-Jasper has always been a classic favorite to me. Though in my recent growth, I've been attracted to more, I would say, traditionally feminine stones, but for a long time, and it still has a special place within me. Red-Jasper is a go-to. It is a grounding stone that activates your grounding abilities and allows you to have courage, bravery, and release. It works with your root and your base chakra the best. It's a beautiful, very earthy stone. So if you needed grounding today, or if you picked this because that is what you were drawn to, you need grounding. So here we go with the Red-Jasper, and today we've got the Lover's Path Tarot. A big deck. So let's have a look and see what it holds for us. And please, as big as this deck is, I hope it doesn't fall. Shuffling has always been a bit of a challenge for me because it's so huge. Wonderful. Let's have a look and see. I'm trying to make this. Oh, we've got the Five of Swords, so that's the arrows in this deck. The Three of Arrows. Oh, okay. We just came from February. Are we already getting to this point? And the Six of Cups in reverse. So we've got the Five of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Cups in reverse. So I do like the take that this tarot deck has about the arrows. It made the swords into arrows, which I think is very poignant and a very good equivalent also. But here is the thing. You need some healing and grounding. I understand now, because a lot of what's affecting you at the moment is very emotional rather than physical. So in a way, when your emotional energy, especially within your heart space, becomes too overwhelming, there's a lot happening there, the rest of your body will start feeling ungrounded too. It just follows. So in a way, one of the things that's really important is to see, look at that Five of Arrows, look at that. See within yourself where there are disconnects. And when I say disconnects, think about your actions and values in the last month. Where have you been contradicting yourself? Yeah, you're usually somebody who knows your values. You know, if I asked you that right now, you'd be able to answer. But there's also this other thing. Have you been staying with those values? How have they been for you? Have you felt so ungrounded and so intimidated by what's happening emotionally recently that it feels like you're not acting like yourself? So that's where I see a bit of the disconnect. This is your, emotions running away with you, and you, with your logic and what you normally would feel are your very strong values and thoughts and beliefs, just trying to keep up. Oh, hold on, what are you doing? Where are you going? Do you find yourself saying that to yourself lately? Well, what's going on? Why am I just jumping right into this? What is happening? Well, it's about time to pause, understand that you're going through a lot right now, and rather than just acting more, I'm talking to your fire signs more specifically, and to some extent earth signs, are you just doing things and getting to the next thing because you don't want to face the pain? I'm noticing a childhood connection here, in which that's always been there's something that you learn to do. When there's something emotionally difficult, just go and play. Ignore it, pretend it's not there. Do something else, do the next fun thing, do your homework, if you find it fun, I suppose. But do something else that distracts you. And it became a bit of a mechanism from when you were young. So really examine where things are disconnecting with you between your actions and your beliefs, and understand that maybe that is because you are hurting emotionally, you were recently disappointed, things were not going the right pace that you expected, and so rather than facing that emotion, you've kind of just gone wild. So that's why the Red-Jasper is there. Sit in the moment and look at what is on the table. I guess more literally in this stage, but look at what is happening, what you are doing, and what you are thinking. Look at your thought patterns. Write down your thought patterns as of recently and align that with your actions. If you have to take a piece of paper, split it in half and go, this is what I've been thinking, this is what I've been doing. Find a disconnect, right? This is a very earthy stone. So the cards are really saying here, perhaps the action is the results. I would even say the answer is more an action that you need to take. So you may have to actually sit there and be literal with it. Okay, this does not match this, therefore I kind of need to do this. So you may actually have to have a bit of a plan around this and take action upon it very, very literally. And that's something that you need to ground yourself in the present. That's probably why you picked the Red-Jasper. You needed action, not just to be carried by the current or carried by your whim, where your passion takes you, when there are things within you, your beliefs and your values that need to be sorted out. It needs to be realigned with you. So if you feel like you haven't been yourself lately, this is it. This is your sign. Sit down there and analyze, make a plan of action. Let's have a look and see, because there's a lot of this is the oracle we're working with today. This is the Greek mythology oracle, and I thought it'd be quite fitting because a lot of the characters that are featured in the Lover's Path tarot are Greek mythology characters. So like, why not? It fits, it's beautiful. So let's have a look. It's a huge deck too. Let's see if we can fit it on the screen. Let's have a look. Pluton on the underworld. Oh, Pluton, Pluto as well. The whole right time. Beautiful. And music. Oh, what a change in tone this one is. And I'll explain why. I understood straight away, but it surprised me a little bit. The cards and their wisdom. Okay, so here it is. Really, it's you. The idea of the underworld here is you being overwhelmed. Okay? Being under that state where you feel that there's nothing else that you can do and everything's too much. So you run away from it and you just do the next thing, fulfill something else. But here it is encouraging you. Look at all those animals, creatures. Look at those mythological creatures. You've got the Hydra there. You've also got Cerberus there, I think. I'm not sure, but I think it could be, yes. And you've got the there is a name for this. There's a name for this and I completely forgot. But there's the multi-headed this is the Chimera and the Hydra. So this all represents the turmoil that you're going through, and you have to, just like Pluto here, you have to face it head on. You have to face it and look at it and examine it for what it is, because when it's too scary, it seems too large to your perspective. You're not seeing it for what it is. So it really is telling you, look at your idea of the underworld. Look at your idea of what chaos is. right? All these feelings and confront it. And look at that time. The time here is a beautiful little message saying, this is the time to slow down. This is the time to acknowledge that you're hurting. Actually, there is a self-care element in all this. Know that you're hurting, which is why you're doing this. I'm not saying this to be mad at yourself, to accuse yourself of not doing the right thing. No, you actually, by doing this, you're being kind to yourself because you're recognizing, actually, I'm hurting or I'm disappointed and I'm not addressing that. So I need to address that because I deserve to have my needs addressed. So taking that time means that you're going to slow everything else down that you're doing to look and make sure that there is a better way to go forward with this that is better for you, because you deserve that. And look at that music. This is the solution. This is the solution. This is it. This card is to not only just get lost in the distraction and what's happening there, but making something happy for yourself, right? So perhaps it's acting upon what needs to be done, knowing where your values don't align, and then encouraging yourself, motivating yourself. So if you do this is what I love about this. If you do examine it and start acting, how can you reward yourself for doing that? Can you arrange a day off or a special event that you can do for yourself, or maybe get something for yourself to reward that effort? So then you can continue doing this whenever you need to, when you really, really have that, when you really need that support. You can then motivate yourself to have this approach because you'll reward yourself for that effort. See? You reward yourself for caring for your energy. That's a beautiful cycle. That is a beautiful way to create a rather healthy cycle for you and what is best for the moment as well. So motivate yourself, reward yourself, look at the energy that's around you, look at where your actions and values don't align, see how you can align them, understand you are hurting, right? Understand, acknowledge that, and then reward yourself for acting to fix that. Therefore, the cycle becomes healthy. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, that is amazing. Well, you look after yourself now, and I'll see you in the next. You deserve it. There's the people that picked Mookaite. It's a close enough color match, isn't it? So, the Mookaite, welcome by the way. The Mookaite is yet another grounding stone. It is beautiful, but it has a special purpose. It's there for you to feel really within the moment. It helps you live within the present, not just grounding you in general, but allowing you to see the present for what it is and relieving anxieties and worries. So the Mookaite itself is a beautiful stone to use for grounding, presentness. Is that a word? And it also works with lots of different chakras, but mainly solar plexus and sacral. But you can also use it for root as well. It's very, very great for that beautiful earth energy. I love it. Mookaite is just, some people say Mookaite has a very unique color, and I agree, which is why I really feel that it's, if you want a non-traditional grounding stone, because everyone goes to pyrite and even Red-Jasper, the very traditional and so the black stones, but I think Mookaite is a nurturing grounding stone. It's beautiful. It's Mother Earth. Let's have a look. We've got the Housewives Tarot today, which is kind of why I picked it, because it's both yellow and, you know, Mother, Housewives Tarot. There's some connections there. It's beautiful. Nurturing. Let's have a look. Voila, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, what a lively deck. We've got the Magician as well, and the World. What an interesting combination. So I feel like with this month there's a lot of energy shifting, and there are a lot of things that are unblocking, which is why I feel there's a lot of reverse cards, because there's things that are going to be set into potential. So people are realizing, oh, I need to do this. I need to address that. And therefore, that awareness and then the action that follows, the connection that follows, unlocks a new level. So it's a beautiful month for that. And we are we are in the Pisces. We're in the Pisces time, and the Pisces moon, I think, is coming up as well. So it is being aware, checking in within before we take external action. And this is why a lot of these are in reverse as well. And look at that, the world is there. Those index cards, I remember those. Probably I grew up somewhere where everything modernized a bit slowly, so I do remember having these little indexes. Yeah, I think the index is what they're called, because that's where the index cards go. So I've got the Magician as well in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my goodness, Mookaite, answer the call. I'm telling you now, answer the call. You have been curious for a while, you've had some plans in the background, you've been wanting to learn something that can lead to some new potential in your life. Do it. The Magician there is saying, learn it. Explore that curiosity. What is that one thing that you wrote down on a notepad like a few months ago that you wanted to learn? Even if you may not have the time exactly to go onto courses or spend so much time on it, get a book about it. Start watching a video about it. Start learning, because there is that thirst for learning within you. It is there and is waiting for you to answer. That's why the Nine of Pentacles is there. Just do something. Just do anything that you can manage in the moment to indulge that. So for me, here's an example. I've been wanting to learn Reiki, and I will soon, which is very lucky. But for a while, I didn't really have an option for classes or anything like that. So what did I do? I got the books. Even if there's so many other things to go on for the day, so many different priorities. Just read 2 pages. Read the first 2 pages of the book. Just get that done. If you can read that first 2 pages, maybe you can do another 3 pages the next day. Or maybe if it's just 1 the next day, just indulge that learning instinct, that yearning for learning. Oh goodness, yearning for learning. That sounds so corny. But indulge yourself in that, because you are going to open a world with all these opportunities if you do. It's something that you can do on the side. It's something that can fulfill you, even if it's not something that becomes, a work thing. It doesn't have to be something that becomes a career, but it can be something that is a meaningful interest that replenishes you in a different way, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, it's body-wise. Learning is a form of self-care, you know that? Studies have shown that, when people buy things, they get a bit of a kick, like a bit of a dopamine kick, because there's novelty there, and humans seek novelty. However, there is also the same kick that you can get, the same rush when you have something new or you buy something new, that you can get when you're learning something new, because you're still accessing what is novel or new. So please indulge that learning within you. You really, this has been over you for a long time, I'm telling you now. So whatever it is that you can do today, if you have to list it down, or maybe you have more than one thing you can do, and you want to list it down while you have those ideas, go ahead, and you can do different things in different days to indulge that interest. Learn. Such a strong message, that one. Such a strong message. Let's have a look. Let's see what's happening here. Passion and pleasure. Savor your life. My goodness, of course. Let me move that just to make it a bit cleaner, a bit neater. There we go, just so we can fit that. Maybe I should do that. Boom. And then we've got Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life. Beautiful. And tread thoughtfully as well. Yep. So this is something that will lead for different avenues in your life. It may seem like a narrow pathway for now, because you're just learning about that one thing. That's fine. That is okay, because it leads to different places anyway, and you will find that the scenery changes as you go. Perhaps you might want to take it to the next level. Perhaps you're just learning about that, and once you've learned about it, you get the satisfaction, and that's where it is. So you won't know until you try. And savor the journey as well. Don't make it as like, I must learn it because it's a goal and I must tick this. Yes, you kind of need to trick yourself at the beginning just to get into it and to start it, but then learn to enjoy it, because it's meant to be there to serve you and to replenish, especially your mental energy. And if you're learning something spiritual like me, spiritual energy also. So in a way, looking at that, savor it. It is meant to serve you. And really, see, what am I saying here? Look, open containers, open. It will lead to different opportunities for you, right? No matter what area that is, it will add something really, really great to your life that makes it better than before. So please indulge that learning, indulge yourself in that moment where you are thirsty for knowledge, and enjoy that. Don't make it into a hard and fast rule, I suppose, at least after the beginning. Don't make it into a cage. Let it be something that may need a bit of discipline to get there, sure, but then becomes something really beautiful and passionate, something that you're really, really into. So keep that in mind as you move forward from here. And whatever it is you need to learn, maybe it's, I don't know, World War history. Who knows? It's something that will become a beneficial tool for you regardless. So have faith in that, and know that along the way, even if you have to kind of force yourself in the beginning, it will become really, really pleasurable. And it will lead you to new things. Really, look at that. It's a bit of a sequence here already. So keep that in mind. As long as you do something about it. That's the only thing that, if I'm going to be strict about this, just do something about it for this week. You deserve it. And in a way, it will, coming out of it, you will be a better person. You'll have so much more to enjoy there. That is wonderful. Look at that. And even the success, however you define success, is something that you can add to your basket when you've done this learning. It's wonderful. And I really like how the world here is actually, not only is it just showing you a variety of areas in life, but it's almost showing that learning, like look at these different categories of your knowledge you can add to it. That's beautiful. So remember, do something about your thirst for learning now, as it will bring doors for you, and it's something that you'll eventually enjoy, even if you have to be more disciplined with it in the beginning. It will lead to something new and beautiful that adds to your life, whether it's financially, spiritually, and even emotionally. Just start. Whatever those steps need to be, figure them out and make your start. Isn't that wonderful for this month? I'll see you in April. Mookaites, whichever you choose next month. Well, I see you've picked Goldstone, the warrior stone that is super sparkly, by the way, absolutely sparkly. And there's two different colors. There's a darker goldstone, and this is the lighter goldstone, which really does just remind you of a setting sun. It's a beautiful root chakra stone that is the best for manifesting your creative ideas into a physical thing. So if you're manifesting something that you really want to come around, right? A creative idea, something new for business, and even in your personal life, this is it. If you want it in the physical world, this is it. It's a beautiful little stone there. Oh, look at the flex. Always mesmerizes me for a few seconds there. So let's work with the Goldstone, and we've got today the Impressionist Tarot. Was that close enough of a color match? And as you notice with this deck, it is very obvious where the reverses and where the uprights are because of the design of the back. So I'm actually not going to be looking while I'm shuffling this. I'm looking into the distance, the sky. And I'm just going to look once I've picked 3 cards. So if this looks disorganized to you, it's probably why. So yeah. Okay, let's arrange that properly. Let's have a look. We've got the 3 of coins in reverse, got the 10 of coins in reverse, and a 10 of wands in reverse. Wow, we really are in the land of reverses today. Even the other crystals had a lot of reverse as well. And I feel like this is a bit of a theme for March. There's a lot of growth that's waiting to be unlocked, like I'd said before, and a lot of potential to be tapped into. It's there, but we have to bring it to the forefront. Beautiful. So we've got a bit of a strong Pentacles presence there, isn't it? And in a way, don't be disheartened. This is why this is a bit of a stone of hope. It's a warrior stone. Things right now may not seem like it's being fruitful, especially with how much you're doing in your financial and material life. It may not be exactly as what you envisioned or what you wanted it to be, the level that you wanted it to be, and you're tired. You know what? I get that. You are tired, and anybody, especially the earth signs, ladder in the back for you. If you have a specific goal that you wanted financially, especially within your material life, and you feel you didn't quite reach that or it doesn't look quite like that, of course you would be dismayed. You would be disappointed, and in a way, just the disappointment is draining already. That's a very draining emotion. So, in a way, be kind to yourself and know that in the moment, things are not very clear, and that's fine. You don't, you're used to taking certain steps forward and expecting certain results. When you do, it just doesn't look like that. And I feel for you, and I understand why you feel this way. Do not blame yourself. Do not put any do not be hostile to yourself about this. It's just blurry right now. And if that's how it is, then this is something that perhaps may need a different approach. Perhaps an approach that is more receptive and more about having your ideas, because I see this as a manifestation. So you're thinking, I don't think I've taken the right steps to manifest right now. What should I do? Did I do something wrong? Perhaps it's more about a change in perspective and a change in energy. And we'll look into the oracle cards to see what they think about this situation. But here's something that is very clear. The path forward is not looking clear, and it's not exactly the same path as you used before. So just remember, if there was a plan that you had getting to here to this point, that's going to need some revisioning and some changes, or revising and some changes. So prepare for that change and challenge your current plans. I think we do have this kind of idea in a very material, and I would say very corporate capitalist kind of world. Look, I'm not going to get political about this, but I'm just saying there is a lot of emphasis on everything that you're based upon just the physical material world. And so when you lay plans and you want something done, you want to achieve things, there's usually a very narrow way to get there. And then people follow, people take that pathway, get there, and then other people notice that that's what they did, so they set up those plans and they do it. So if you want to get a certain job, you go to uni for X amount of years to get there, and that's how you graduate, and that's how you get the job. That's the way there. I understand there's little variation, but understand that this is not the reality. Maybe you might have to sidestep something. Maybe halfway you'll realize it's not what you want, and you will shift. So it doesn't mean that you've set a plan that you have to stay by it, and that will be the only system that works. So challenge that belief. Doesn't mean that, the Three of Coins there is the hard work that you put in, the effort that you put in, because you believe in following the steps that you were taught. Now it's time to challenge that. Let's have a look at the Oracle and see what they say. We've got the Viking Oracle today. Beautiful Oracle. Let's have a look. Oops, one is the Berkana. See, there's that lack of creativity and feeling as if, or at least I think you feel that you're not creative because it's not turning out the way that you do. So you turn the blame upon yourself. Please don't do that. See, things are not going the way they should. And that's how it is at the moment. That's fine. Ooh, Evas. Oh. Do I have something to say about that? Hold on. Let's wait. Urus. Oh, see, look. Here, the Berkana. See, you can tell as a reader, I really believe in getting, even if you're just listening and you're not reading with me directly as a client in front of me right now, it's really important that you understand how the cards communicate, even if you're not reading them yourself, because then you can really understand the message that it's giving you directly rather than just from me. So of course, most of it's going to be from me and how I intuit the guidance, but I want you to see some of the points that I'm coming from. I want you to understand it for yourself. I don't want people to sit there and look at cards and say, oh, I'm going to listen to what Colleen tells me, and that's it. Even if none of these cards make sense, they're just random pictures to me, I don't know, but I'm just going to listen to Colleen. No, you need to have some kind of connection and see, to some extent, of what you can from your perspective, where the cards are coming from. It's good to have even just that basic understanding, which is why I like to point out certain things so you know where I'm coming from, even if it's just partially. So I know you won't read like me, but you're still somebody with empathy, with intuition, and you can sense these things if you're guided. So here we go. We've got the Berkana, which is the creativity, by the way. This is the creativity rune. So yes, things are not growing in the pace and in the method and direction you wish they would. That is fine, but look at that growth. Here, it's going down, it's not going the right direction, but look here in Urus. It will eventually. You'll get there. This is going to be you. So it will get there eventually. It doesn't mean it's stopped or it's ruined. No. You are just taking a different route to get there. So what is your next material goal? Have a think about that. What is your next? Is it buying a house? Is it getting a car? What is your ideal financial situation? And I don't mean, riches and millions. I'm saying What is enough to make you happy and content? That is what I mean by abundance and your ideal material situation. Because here it is in the middle, Ewas. I really like Ewas here. That was not the answer I expected, but then again, it's how the cards are. They have their own knowledge. And the Ewas is about, if you think about it, look at that rune, Ewas. That looks like an M. You think it's an M rune. No. If you actually turn it the other way around, so if you turn this, because if you are, let me explain. If you turn it this way, it is the reins of the horse. So of course it looks like this from a human point of view if you're on top of the horse. So that's what the reins look like because the horse is in front of you. So these are the reins of the horse. That's what it actually pictorially represents. And it is about partnership, cooperation. Now have a look at your current circumstance, okay? See what's happening. Why do you feel that it's not working out? Yes, acknowledge your disappointment. Be kind to yourself in that. But then think about it. Your needs have also changed. Yes, the context has changed, but your needs have also changed. Maybe you need a higher level of engagement. Maybe your talents are somewhere else. Maybe there are certain things that you haven't worked, let's say you haven't worked with yet. So for example, what if you're running a business and there's some ideas you haven't explored yet? Cooperate with yourself. Ask people for help. So ask yourself for help. Check in, hey, actually, are my needs matching the context and the situation that I'm in? Okay, all right. Is it matching where I'm in? Is it matching what I can do? And then also think about the people around you. Can they help you with what you're going through? Can you seek external advice from somebody who's been through that before? So again, our culture really stresses self-reliance and just self-reliance completely, that you can do it all yourself. If you set it, you follow it, you do it, you'll succeed all by yourself. But no, you need to reach out, cooperate with others, learn from the experiences that people have gone through. Okay? Cooperate with yourself, cooperate with others. So have a think about that for this month. Right? Things are not working out as much as you wanted to in the ideal situation, financially, materially. You're tired, accept that. Acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your feelings. And then be confident that you will succeed. You will get there. The path will just be a bit different. And to understand what you need to do for the new path, re-examine your needs, your skills, and reach for help. That is a beautiful message for this month. That is so wonderful. Wow, that's definitely a bit of a different approach. I can see that. What a unique and yet wise advice. I hope that this month really brings about that wonderful change for you. Goldstone, this is why it's the warrior stone. You've got the aspects of the warrior here. Warriors can change halfway. They can change strategies halfway. In war, in fighting in general, you can still change strategies along the way. It's a beautiful lesson to learn. And of course, I will see you in the next month. All the best. All the most wonderful energy for you this March. Well done for choosing the Goldstone. I see you have now picked Kunzite. Yes, this is a piece of raw Kunzite. Look at that. Still, its beauty, its color shines through. And I think it's pretty good color match to the deck. This is the Happy Tarot. Yes, just like its name, it really is very happy. So, the Kunzite is a beautiful love stone. If you're one of those people who rose quartz is so typical, it's a love stone, but everybody has rose quartz. I want something different. Go for Kunzite. Go for Kunzite. This is a wonderful love stone that attracts unconditional love. You work with it, of course, in your heart chakra space. It's a beautiful stone that allows you to attract the love that you need, but to make space for that love to come in also. And that comes through loving yourself and believing that you are deserving of love and nurturing. What a beautiful stone. Kunzite. That's been my stone as of lately. So let's shuffle the Happy Tarot. Such a beautiful deck. It is very, very, let's say, bright, and you'll see what I mean. Though pictorially, the Happy Tarot is actually very, very close to the traditional Rider-Waite, but they literally just changed the whole art style. But the composition, the symbolism is mostly the same, so you'll see what I mean. Let's see what's going on here. We've got the Two of Swords in reverse. I see. Strength. Oh, look at that. And we've got the King of Swords in reverse. Is it? No, sorry, not the King. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Beautiful. Hello. So, what are we seeing? We've got some... Look at the strength being flanked in there by the more grayish swords energy. What is going on here? Let me move that. Beautiful. So, in a way, this is a message about holding fast. Yes, holding fast to your path, to how you've been doing everything lately, even if it feels like you've reached a bit of an impasse and you've had to pause and you've had to, you know, you've had to put a pause on things. You can't quite move forward yet, and that is okay. I feel like everybody's been feeling this block. Like I said before, if you watched the other crystals, which I'm not sure, I mean, if you can, if you want to, if you pick Kunzite, of course, watch this one, which you are. But there's a lot of reverse cards, and I feel like people are being put on pause to make them think and really be more mindful about what they want to manifest and bring forth and what their needs are, so that it matches what they manifest. So really, again, we've got that, you know, you feel blocked at the moment and you feel like, I want to move forward, but I can't. And the Queen of Swords here is exactly what you shouldn't be doing. Do not push things when they're not working. Okay? You may have the energy for it, okay? You may have the energy for it, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't amount to much and will only drain you. So if you've been trying to make something happen and things keep getting in the way, leave it be. Leave it be. Because in this sense, you kind of need the break, not just that, but you are learning patience. And in this time where, okay, what am I supposed to do if I'm not pushing with these plans? Strengthen yourself. That is a message here, really, with the Strength card. How can you boost yourself? Because we are always moving forward. And I'm not saying necessarily self-care, okay? Self-care can be a part of this, but how do you actually just make yourself better as a person? How do you bring yourself to the next level, right? That is what it's talking about. It's not necessarily, you know, you need healing right now, whatnot. I feel like it's more about, you know what? Accept the frustrated energy you have. Accept that there's a block, and do something else that's fruitful in the meantime that still benefits you. It may not be initially what you wanted to do right now, but the cards are like, you know what? Yeah, time to try something a bit different for now, okay? Put your focus somewhere else for now, because you'll waste it if you do it. If you keep pushing, you keep stabbing forward, like with the Queen of Swords here. No, it's because it's what I want to do. I'm going to push through it. You're just tiring yourself, really. So be aware that this is an opportunity for you to actually better yourself. So was there some kind of self-improvement that you've been wanting to do lately? I'm not even necessarily saying self-care, like I said before. Could be self-improvement. Is there a habit that you've been wanting to improve? Something that you actually wanted to get started? Is there some areas in your physical strength that you want to do, you know, where you wanting to implement a new exercise, a new routine? Maybe it's mental health, it's spiritual health. Was there something that you wanted to try? Were you, for your mental health, was there something that you wanted to look into for your mindset, something that you wanted to learn to be better? Maybe it's just sitting there on your shelf untouched, if it's a book, or it was a course that you didn't start, or somebody that you wanted to get advice from but just didn't get to. Really, self-improvement. I understand you're frustrated, but it is really, this is an opportunity for you. So let's look at the Horse Oracle. Let's see what they have to say. And it is a double-sided deck, right? So I'm going to look away now. I'm going to look up the ceiling, see what's going on that's interesting there, while I'm shuffling and picking some cards. So this is the, it's a beautiful oracle that's just got a lot of horses, which I think can represent many different areas in life. Alright, so if it does look very, very everywhere, all over the place, pardon me, because I can't see what I'm doing. I'm not looking at all. There we go. I'm going to move it. Here we are. We've got the flexibility. Flexibility, doing something a bit different, even if it's not what you expected to do. Blessed. Oh, you are supported every inch of the way. That is beautiful. And what is maternity? Wow, isn't it interesting how this juxtaposes the Queen of Swords? Where is my English today? It's not my first language, but still I expect better. All right, it juxtaposes the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is actually not known for being the more nurturing or maternal. I would even say she's the least maternal of all the queens, I would say. If you don't think so, I'd love to hear what you think. But I feel, you know, Queen of Cups is very maternal. Empress, even the Queen of Pentacles has some kind of abundant fertility there. But Queen of Swords is really in the air. It's about thoughts and logic. It's not so much about creating and birthing things. But being a queen, she still has feminine energy, no doubt. But the fact that this one's in reverse and this one is not, with the maternity, or at least the meaning is fully within the upright, you will create if you do not push. This really is a bit of a message here about receptivity and how you will get more done if you know when to pause. Because just pushing, and even the shape of the sword is very masculine, you know. It's a bit okay. This is a family friendly. It is a family friendly video, so I'm going to leave it to the adults to see what symbolism I meant. But it's very masculine and very much about pushing through and being aggressive. But the maternity here is like, actually receive, pause and receive, because if you know how to balance that, you can really create some beautiful things. And that's that flexibility that we're talking about, knowing that you can pause even when you don't want to. You can arrange and adjust yourself to the situation and what it needs, rather than wasting your energy. Okay, so you look at that, being mindfulness and being conscious on a different level, and of course keeping your mind open and moving forward, that things may bend and twist as you journey. Didn't I just say that? Right? The bending and the twisting. And this is gonna feel like an uncomfortable twist for you, but that's okay. There is still a benefit to be had here. Remember that. And again, look at that. You're a powerful and strong creator. You can move through, you can be guided, and you can move forward knowing that it is your birthright. Yep, let it be. Yes, let it be. I just said that before. Something very similar. So let it be. Know that even if you are taking what you perceive as a detour, that is okay. You are fine. You are supported all along the way. Not everything's going down to you know, crumble and everything like that. No. And with the maternity, I'm actually curious. So Mother Earth nurses you through the good and bad, and those around you need a helping hand. So it also is a bit of a message about supporting yourself, knowing that you can create and nurture, but is there someone around you as well who needs help? So maybe this is not just about strengthening yourself, but can you also through that strengthen others? Oh, that's such a beautiful message. That is gorgeous. That is really wonderful. Well, that is the message for you this month, huh? So if there's a block right now, that is all right. Acknowledge the block, stop pushing through it, and focus your attention to improving yourself. That shows your flexibility. Be confident that you are guided and supported in that whole aspect, whether you are detouring or not, and that through that receptivity and knowing how to adjust with that, you unlock more success and creativity for yourself. Strengthen yourself and strengthen the people around you. That is your guidance for this month. Thank you so much, Kunzite. You take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. That is your guidance for this month. We seem to be seeing these patterns where there's some unblocking to do and some manifesting to get in the way. And for some, it may need some pausing for the moment, reassessing your needs, making sure your beliefs and actions align, and that's totally fine. That's a situation for you right now, and it is about being aware of what is best for you, how you may have changed, and doing your best according to that. Really, it's just the healthiest thing you can do, because you deserve it. You deserve to be cared for in that way, especially by yourself. No, but remember though, do know when you need to ask for help from, you know, an external source, and that's fine too. It is part of knowing what you need and being more aware of what's there. And if you can address those, you can address your spiritual and emotional self as well. And acknowledging when you are physically tired, you're able to open those doors for yourself and enjoy what is ahead. So we had the Everyday Tarot alongside the Secret Language of Animals. We had the Lover's Path Tarot with the Greek Mythology Oracle. We have the Housewives Tarot and the Sacred Traveler Oracle. The Sacred Travel, Sacred Journey. It's one of those. I'm going to put it there. We've got the Impressionist Tarot with the Viking Oracle and the Happy Tarot with the Horse Oracle. I'm wishing you all the best for this month ahead, and I will see you in the next, sending you the most blessed energy, the most creative energy, and the energy to manifest it all. That would probably be ahead. You take care now. Bye.